Let's get an insight into these two space rocks now with the astronomer Mark Thompson. Good to have you on the programme tonight, Mark. Let's chat about this meteor first. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, it was incredible to see the footage. There was some fake footage doing the rounds on the internet this morning, but it's just absolutely stunning. And I think it's just a reminder at how vulnerable we are here on Earth.
Yeah, it makes us look very small. Let's actually have a look at some of this, because it's the words or the image of it that speaks all the words, really. I mean, what's happening here?
So what we can see is we call it fireball, this big bright light coming through the sky, and it looks like just, you know, the most incredible thing. But what's happening is it falls through the atmosphere at about 33,000 miles per hour. It's actually making the atmosphere glow as the air gets compressed, and that's why we saw the sonic boom as well, which is where all the glass in windows shattered. But it looks the most amazing thing. So
what would it have felt like if you were there? I mean, you're talking about a shockwave. How powerful would that have been?
It could have been enough to make people feel physically distressed in some way. It's like a shockwave that you'd get from perhaps a supersonic aircraft. Because the days of Concorde, people were familiar with sonic booms. It's much the same as that, but just an awful lot more powerful.
And if this had landed in a built-up area, I mean, it would have been disastrous, wouldn't it?
And that's always the concern. I mean, we think things like this happen maybe once every 40 years on Earth, but of course the Earth is a big place, and invariably they happen where, you know, it's quite uninhabited. So quite often we just don't get to see them, but on a few rare occasions they happen over built-up areas, and that's what happened earlier this morning.
What would have happened if it had landed in a city?
It would have caused devastation, widespread devastation. I mean, we can never really tell until it happens, of course, but it would have caused thousands and thousands of deaths.
And is there any warning that something like this is going to happen?
It was too small. It was only perhaps a couple of metres across, and it was also coming from the direction of the sun, so it would have been very difficult to spot it. So, frankly, there was no warning at all.
Extraordinary. Well, thankfully, no one has been killed. We do know a lot of people are injured, unfortunately. We've also got the small matter of a massive asteroid passing. We all need our little caps on tonight, don't we? An asteroid passing the planet tonight. We've got some footage of this. We've got a graphic of it now. Let's have a look at that now. We were talking about it last week, actually, weren't we? Too close for comfort? What do you think, Mark?
It is very close. I mean, we're talking about an object now that's about 45 metres across, so the thing that occurred over Russia was about 2 or 3 metres across, perhaps. This is 45 metres across, so it would fill about half of a football pitch. But yeah, it is close. I mean, we're talking just over 27,000 kilometres from the surface.
It's not going to hit.
No, so we've been looking at it since February last year now. So over that period of time, we've been able to study its orbit and make sure we know exactly where it's going to go. We can even tell it's not going to hit any satellites as well, so we're very confident.
So we can watch our TV tonight, which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
And what's been done to maybe protect our planet in the future, you know, try and stop these things happening and hitting us?
I'm sad to say not a lot. It all depends on finding the things early enough, and the earlier we can find something, the better the chance of actually doing something about it. We just need a very early warning.
OK, Mark, it's a pleasure as ever to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.